Happy Tuesday, August 10th, perhaps? 2021, according to the Gregorian calendar. If anybody's on that, is that what they're using? Yeah. I'm Zen. You're you. Hope you're well. Let's talk about a few things. I don't know where this is going, but as per usual, a few people ask me some questions, and I'm like, let me see if I can consolidate one simple question and turn it into an hour worth of information. Person just asked me a little while ago. Let's talk about ergonomics, design culture, prefabrication, and most importantly, who's designing these things. If you understood who was doing the designing, then you'd understand the result. So if let's use a larger example of what I'm trying to get at here. Um, Everything is about, as far as you can tell, population reduction due to a bunch of misinformation about how many people are here on this realm, how much land there is, how much the way we use it, etc., etc. Nonetheless, there is quite an idea of, well, when you say population control, what you mean is to controlling the population, the perception and what they do, not necessarily how many people, because that will always be self-regulated anyways. But nonetheless, if there is a regulating factor in what's going on and how things are designed, and we design things without economies of scale, without ergonomics, without um, ideas of the individual and the social aspects of how culture is designed, how individual products are designed. So let's use, for example, here. Let's use a my favorite example is shoes are perhaps the worst invention ever, and I could explain that to you a thousand ways, how, why, and but let's use bike seats. What kind of what kind of grossly, insanely, I mean, could it have been a human? A human male, a, 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 a male, like born with a set of testicles and a penis just dangling there. They said, let's design something where you straddle and then there's a thing that goes directly right in between. Who would design that? And somebody was like, yeah, let's just put that into operation. Let's go ahead and sell that to everybody. Everybody will just go and learn how to ride a bike. Was that comfortable? What did you have to do? As if you're a male, how did you do that? I mean, chicks might like that. Some chicks like riding bikes because clitoral stimulation, which they can't really find other places, like from the male figure, because they don't know what they're doing. So who designed the bike seat? And for what purpose? Because now if we look at how terrible certain things are ergonomically, let's look at a keyboard. People that are using keyboards that are literally made to put your posture and hands in a terrible position to not be able to do something effectively. Literally, the entire idea of designing a keyboard and making a computer is to engineer something to make things easier for man, for the world. And the way that they're programming is with the keyboard that is not functioning. It's not built to function for the job that it's serving, the purpose that it's serving. The form and the function are nil. You adjust the keyboard, so more comfortable. You can do it faster. No problems with the wrist. You change the posture of how does the desk look. You get a knee chair. You change your posture. Put the whole thing different. All of a sudden, everything's more healthy, functions better. Yet even the thing that we use to design everything is designed by, I would say, a million monkeys in a factory, fighting over a banana. I mean, I don't know. So who in their right mind would design a car seat, or excuse me, not a car seat, a bicycle seat for a man to sit on? Because it's going to cause cancer. We already you it doesn't take us. It doesn't take an intelligent human to realize that if you put a bra on and restrict blood flow and the flow of the Shah, if you use a different language, or even, oh, I don't know, the backup of blood or toxins in certain areas, wouldn't that stop that? If you put something really tight on your wrist, then you could get blood clots, and you wouldn't it make sense, right? It's just pretty simple, functional, right? So that would cause breast cancer. What do you think happens there? Bras cause breast cancer. We put a bunch of pressure on where your taint is, a bunch of things going on down there. You don't think that's going to cause cancer and erectile dysfunction of the mal in its entirety? So why design it that way? So many things are designed, and it's not because it's sleek or looks good. So it's not even the form that's helpful. So the form and the function aren't even there. Usually they'll just do something because the form, it looks good. It looks pretty, but the function sucks. If you designed it fully for functional capacitance, how good it could be, a bike would look much different. If you made shoes the right way, they wouldn't look like they looked. But we're okay with this. So they're like, just sell to the population. This is what they get. And whoever designed it, like, I'm a genius. Like, no, that bike is not even the whole thing. The gearing mechanism, the hunched over, it's not, ergonomics are not even a factor. It was how can we mass produce a product that is not servicing the health of humanity? So we got, just out of off the top of your head, you got shoes are not serving the health of humanity in any way. Not at all. I'll break that down 1,000 times. You can't argue with it. I don't care what you do for a living. You're not arguing this. Keyboards, not healthy for the hands, and they cause arthritic conditions, not healthy. So right away, bicycle seats, not healthy. So we got three things. You can ride your bike all day and try and think you're being healthy, and in fact, you're causing yourself erectile dysfunction, which means lower sex drive, love life goes out the window, seems happiness quotient goes down, all of a sudden you get cancer. Not healthy. So we got three things out the way, just off the top of your head right there. There's your hands being screwed up, there's your taint being screwed up, and there's your legs being screwed up, your feet, but those feet are affecting the rest of your body. Electrically, physically, kinesiologically, it's a wreck. What's up, Carson? What's up, Beast? What's up, Rompe? A reptile dysfunction, yes. Interestingly, considering the spine is a snake-like energy, reptile, snakes, you know what I mean? Funny. Oh shit, there's my schnauzelberries. So what else? I mean, anybody feel free to jump on here and tell me a product or something that's been designed that is so far, anybody that does something for a living, you can tell me something that is not designed to be suited for the task it's being used for. There's all sorts of, if you work in, you're building something, you're left-handed. If you're dominant left-handed, none of those tools are built for left-handed people. Do you know how many injuries and like terrible, disgusting accidents happen on job sites because people are left-handed trying to use right-handed tools? You don't want to look that up, and don't look at any of the injuries. Yeah, you could already see it. Could you imagine walking into a kitchen, and most people are right-handed, even though you should be ambidextrous. Let's just get that out the way. Walking in the kitchen, everybody's like, all right, you got to use a knife left-handed. Do you know how many times you're going to cut your finger? Yeah. Okay, start writing left-handed if you're right-handed. Start writing left-handed. You know how messy and sloppy it's going to be? It's going to take a while for you to figure that out. Yeah, everything is designed to make you weak, and yeah, I mean, we could get into the design of a house, the corners, the I'd say the resonant energy of the place. You can believe in resonant energy, whether you like it or not. It exists. There is feng shui. There is, if you just blindfolded someone and put them in a room, I don't care how not sensitive they are, they'll be able to tell the space of the room. If you just put them in there and just see what you sense. You'll know if you're in a very small kind of enclosed or a big uh an auditorium, a stadium, whatever it is, you'll know. Would you be able to design it on a piece of paper? I'm sure they've probably done studies. But like, let's go back to specific products though. Shoes, terrible. Keyboards, terrible. However, there are options that if you want to wear shoes that are healthier, closer to if because we walking on concrete. Not everybody's got soles that can handle that kind of thing. People don't earth. We got this. There's better ways. We got keyboards that are built to be more ergonomically sound. We have bike seats that get rid of that, get rid of the nose on it, and do all this, and also help not put pressure onto your tailbone, which is a horrible thing too. So that we have options, but they make them like oh, it's a radical idea to consider, not going with the popular narrative that this is what a keyboard should look like, this is what a bike should look like. Your bike looks stupid. What are you trying something new? Oh, stupid. Mm. So you got tools that are built completely wrong. I mean, think of the simple things too. Even the way we're taught. I've gone over this point many times. Go into a kitchen and watch somebody use a chef knife. They don't even know how to hold the fucking thing, and that's frustrating because then I have to, like, whenever I'm cooking with somebody and I see somebody grab a small knife and then hold it all weird, and I'm like, like, that's, they don't even understand how dangerous that is for them and how much it's. And I go to somebody's house and they're like, want me to cook? I'm like, your knife's not sharp. It's not even the right. I don't know. I just need one knife, just a chef knife. But then if you try to teach somebody to pinch the blade, hold it so it's in your hand and proper weighting, they can't. It's too much for them. I can't teach you over a dinner to change habits that you've gained over years, where you want to use a steak knife to cut a tomato. so even that, even the way that we use tools, we're never taught properly. Like the simplest thing, sincerely, think about it. Every day of your life, you probably use a knife. Yet, how many people know how to use a knife? It's a small percentage of the population. I wouldn't expect everyone to know how to use a power tool. However, when you do learn, when somebody goes, oh, you're using a power tool, there is no fucking around here. But yet, a knife is just as, if not more serious of an instrument. Should know how to use it. No one's taught. Oh, when people when they put their finger on the blade and they're doing, I'm like, oh, what other things do people ergonomically are just so? Oh, here's one: a shopping basket at the grocery store. At the ones that you carry around. You know what I'm talking about? The plastic ones. Why is the thing? And also, and it is in the same breath, and both of these have been fixed recently, which I don't know what took so many years. If you're walking through an airport and you have your tow along luggage and you pull the thing out, which way direction is that? That's not ergonomically proper. That should be this way. Your arm should be this way. Same thing with if you're carrying something, your hand isn't like this or like this. It's sideways. So why, when you go into the grocery store, is the thing so your hand is open or closed? It's not banging into your knee and it's adjusting. Not healthy. One simple fix. Why don't they do that? Why they just don't put the things the other way? And yet we just, society as a totality, we're just, again, given, here, use these and pay for it too. Pay for it so you can be unhealthy. um, well, it could be perceived as sacred geometry, the house, if they were using perfect geometry in it, which they are not. You want to break down sacred geometry and the houses and the size of the walls and the way they're making things? Is not. There's many ways to show you they're not. Especially when you start considering the size of, like, even if you said there was close with, okay, we can use the TV is the same golden mean as a phone, as a TV, as the size of a wall. But then when you start to reframe it slightly, because now all of a sudden you've put the 2x4s up that are 8 foot, and then the wall should be, so you get a piece of drywall. You have different size drywalls, but how big is the wall? Is that the correct proportion? But as soon as you put the drywall on, then you put the ceiling on, so you've eliminated part of the proportion, and you've eliminated that it was already close to, and you're getting away from even in a square form. So they try to square off a geometry that would be spherical in nature, I suppose. It's pi versus phi. And in the golden ratio, the unfoldment is always in a bigger, more, it's in every direction. Where if we look at a wall, they're just squared off, which is fine. I mean, it's good. Would you rather have a square phone? I don't know. Would you have a circular phone? That'd be strange. Where were we before this? What other strange things? I mean, I'm all for. See, whenever I start talking about like natural versus artificial world, or let's use it this way, the phi versus pi proportions. One is 3.14, one is 1.618. One is how they use mathematics in a computer system, and they both go on to infinity, right? And the other is natural harmonics of 1.618. So the smaller to the greater is the greater to the whole. That's the golden mean. And the unfoldment of that, they both exist. Where as man, the easiest thing to do is put things in a square. Easiest. You did. So I'm okay with Amazon and their box trucks with boxes in them. I'm okay with that, because I know you can't. What are you going to design a box? It's like perfect. It's you still need to. We're in to that degree in that world to get something somewhere. I don't care all the misshapen things and whatever. You gotta. It's the as Alan Watts puts it, the goo what's he call them, the prickly goos and the gooey prickles. We try to box up everything that's gooey, and things that are too boxy and very defined. We try to smooth out the rough edges, right? So I'm okay with boxing things up and using proportions that way. But the natural unfoldment, what a house would look like, would look not really like what we see. It's so back into this idea of prefabrication. And we get into ancient cultures. And also, welcome to the 9 people here. As always, it is a very easy thing to hit thumbs up. It's just a little button there. I think it should be right on your computer or your phone. And unless you don't like what I'm saying, then you can thumbs that shit down. Also, if you do like what I'm saying or do want to help out so I can afford to get myself... I've got a bunch of bird seeds, so you guys don't got to buy a bird seed for the duckies. So I got that. You guys can help me with the beer. That's I don't eat much. Some fresh fruit. There you go. Beer and fresh fruit. Feel free, donate. CashApp, PayPal, or as some people choose to do, you can hit me up at Theoluminous, TheoLuminous, meaning God Light, at Gmail, and we can do one-on-ones, and you can talk about anything you want with me. Yeah, so it's beneath description box, and it's TSAR, capital XEN. That's Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. And then make sure that I can get up in the morning, feed the ducks, and have a reasonable day. Continuing on here with prefabrication of ancient world. Maybe I'll do a deep dive into the word ancient and the architects and these kind of things. I've done many videos on this. It's so funny for people that are new that don't know. Most of my channel is under lock and key. About 3,000 videos. Yeah. What should we get into? I don't want to, because I've done this so many times recently. I'm sure all of you kind of get it already. That when you start to look at these old ancient buildings, there's literally no reasonable, quality, insightful, integral answer to how these giant churches and buildings came to be hundreds and thousands of years ago, if we accept evolution of awareness, consciousness, and thinking, societal structures, how people learn, build, you know, there might be ups and downs, but things tend towards, you know, ultimately becoming better, more organized. I think, even though some people say the universe is built towards dissolution or entropy, which is surely not true unless you start with the assumption that we're not evolving but devolving, and that a long time ago there was something perfect, and now we're getting to the end of end of perfection, which is complete destruction and disorder. So you can't pick both. When I talk to people that are devout, they're into. In one hand, they say evolution is a fact. Right, it's a fact for them. It is. But in the other hand, they say, but the second law of thermodynamics, and then they go into this other thing when they say, but the universe, because the sun is dying, and so everything is going towards what is called entropy. So it's dissolving into chaos. It's like, well, you just said in one sentence you say everything is getting more orderly, and the next sentence you say everything is becoming chaotic and destructive, and everything's going to turn to nothing, and the sun's going to die out. So are you giving me a nil game? They don't like that one because they can't bind that bridge of complete. That's not even opposites. That's complete. That's okay. So then you can answer any question you want any way you want. Well, the universe is going towards disorder. Everything's going to become nothing. And the next second, you say, no, everything's becoming better. Science and evolution of consciousness. Everything's becoming better. So now just take the history that we've been given, and place into there all of these giant cathedrals, these buildings that are so ornate and insane that whenever you ask somebody, like, why aren't they built that way today? They go, oh, money. Money. Yeah, because here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a dollar bill or a coin, and I'm gonna put it there, and it's just gonna grow a building. The No, the people aren't building that, or the people that built the machines weren't building that. How do these structures become? They didn't have. We don't have enough money. They had more money then. Yeah, they had more money, but people were dying at 20. See, they'll tell you. You got these people that are living to old ages, these pharaohs and these kings, and they're building things that are so outrageous. It takes hundreds of years to do these things. But these people were dying at like 20 from the plague and all this other nonsense. They use the most. It's so frustratingly mundane and pedestrian to use these debating styles, because they just want to. Their ego won't let them lose a conversation. It's not even losing. They don't want to develop any further into an awareness of what scholarly work is, and stop arguing moot bullshit points, which people love to do because they want to win. They don't want to be wrong at the end of a conversation. And so most people are built that way. You're built. I'm gonna tell you how you're built and what the school systems do. They do this really cute thing where they give you a star if you're right, and they reprimand you if you're wrong. Why would you ever want to be wrong? Wouldn't you rather get a pat on the back, gold star, teacher likes you, go home, your parents say, you got good grades, I'm going to take you to McDonald's, kid? Isn't that what you want? Don't you want to be looked at as some sort of, oh, look at you, my kid's so smart, he's going to be the next He-Man, he's going to be the next fucking president of the goddamn Tyco Corporation. I don't know. You see what they're doing, though, right? It's now, am I suggesting that the other way is the right way? The au natural, discovery learning, let them do what they want. No, there's a nuance and a happy medium between these things, and it's closer to the other thing because we're so far into a system that consolidates, locks down, and blocks cubically pieces of information into classroom settings. Therefore, these things do this and that. Great. But you realize there's like a whole, for people that can do that, awesome, but they can't exist without that. Could you imagine them trying to go, okay, here's square one, here's a tree. How do I make the thing that you can do so you're in the office building, you got a printer and you got a computer, but here's a tree. make me the thing you do in the office. Not in a million years. Not in a million years they could get there. You can easily take the person that understands the natural order to things and show them how to systems work. But the other way around, no, that would take forever. Hmm. Rumpe. Maybe they were more advanced. Well, that's yeah. I think that's the point that I'm alluding to, and by alluding, I'm saying almost directly that I don't think there's any way you can escape the very simple idea that whatever was going on years ago was of a higher order of understanding how to build things, whether it was humans doing it or giants or machines. It's irrelevant. We can look at these things all over the world. There are so many. It becomes at first you go, okay, there's just the pyramids in Egypt, or you go, oh, there's this beautiful place in Thailand, or there's these, and then all of a sudden you go, so you dig into it and you go, it's not even that you're unearthing, but you're not unearthing physically, you're unearthing things in your mind that are perception of what the history held. How the hell are there underground cities? You're telling me that somewhere in all of this, we came to a new land and we're building cities up here, but then we decided somehow we were smart enough, even though we're on horse and buggies, we could dig underground and build cities underneath the cities that were there. We built the cities on top and then we just started digging underneath it and built a city there. So we were that advanced in technology. Well, in a horse and buggy with these shacks. So these people that are just living in shacks are going and building outrageous, these outrageous architectural achievements that you couldn't figure out how to do. If you had let me walk you through this. If you have a city on top of what is nothing, once you start digging down and then dig under, how do you do that? How do you frame it off to keep the thing up so it doesn't fall while still digging and then removing the dirt and things? And where do you put the dirt? And all of the people that are there, what are you feeding them? And then how are they supplying what they need to, the bricks and the everything else? And why are they putting windows down there anyways? And why use brick anyways? I mean, does that even make sense? Or is the cities that we're looking at on top of other cities, and are these ancient giant, they're beyond what you'd call, like, you got monolith this, and you got, even if you walked into your local city, wherever you live, you'll find something that if you really looked at it, it would, and you just sat there and meditated for a second, how would you go about building this? How many people would you need of skilled labor today to do that? And how much would that take? How much effort? How many people? How much knowledge? Go. I know. I build houses. I've worked with people with a very high knowledge of things. I could build a house, do the electrical work, the whole thing. Large scale shit. I know the people that build these things. But if I ask them to build me one of these churches, I go find I find a multi-billionaire. Go build me this church with just to remind you again. I want there's music in there, right? He'd be like, yeah. I was like, yeah, but so when you build this church, just to let you know, I just don't want a big building. I want an organ in there that actually is acoustically resonant with the building's standing waveforms that exist, even if it's not being played. And I want the window that's on the front that's all has all the colors in it. I want that to be the shape of the cymatics of the standing waveform that is in the building. And I've already lost him. I was like, all right, get this done for me. He'll laugh. And I'll say, okay, get rid of the last part. Just build me this church. He'll laugh. And I don't mean to be, him. I mean, it tends to be. But go build me that church. What does it take? I want it to stand, and I want the pillars like that. I want it all. No one would take that job. And I'm talking about a little church. I'm not talking about the big ones. And they did this in the 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, 1700s. If you can't answer that, but that's what you believe, then everything else you say afterwards is susceptible to complete reevaluation of why you think what you think. I don't believe that, and I question the story. Therefore, I question every other perceived logic and narrative that is ever presented to me. Does that make me a skeptic? Yes, but there's some things I'm not skeptical about, which is would probably go in the face of a lot of people. I'm more of a naturalist. I'm more of a spiritualist. But I'm also a skeptic of certain things. I'm a skeptic of the stories that I'm given. I find more and more that the nonfiction is fiction and the fiction is nonfiction. That's what I've noticed. You know what I mean? I don't. It's the people that seem to have the highest integrity of mental health are the ones that are absolutely the most unhealthy people. I mean, you can't point to somebody spiritually unhealthy. You could point to somebody physically unhealthy, and you could point to somebody mentally unhealthy if they're doing something completely insane. There's some things that you find insane that other people wouldn't. There's places that allow for what you'd call insanity or idiocy to occur. You see somebody running down this. If you see somebody in a pair of speedos running down the street while it's 10 below 0, you might go, that person has a mental disorder. There's something wrong with them. But if you just took a step away and said, maybe Wim Hof taught them the method of breathing and internally igniting a fire to allow their blood to move and boil at a different rate of speed and oxygenate their system, so that if they even put more clothes on, they would overheat. And you're like, it's 10 below 0. Why are they doing that? And they're making their body and mind and being stronger look insane at first. But if you just gave it even a second glance and said, but why? But why? Now, I'm not suggesting that your local pleb is intelligent, and I'm not by any means stating that the guy bumming cools at your local gas station that needs a quarter that's going to tell you about how I'm not saying they're mentally healthy. No, 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 no. Don't confuse the two. It's just there's a it's a very fine brush stroke when you see somebody that's you're not going to watch some sloppy donkey running around flopping all over the place in the middle of winter to try to get itself healthy. No, I bet if you were to see that person do that, you go, they're probably fit, probably have good skin, they probably breathing better than you. Sitting there, you sitting inside your house smoking, fucking just looking at him going, God damn, what the fuck is wrong with this crazy motherfucker right here? And just like got a can of tuna fish, just shoveling it in your fucking mouth, sweating, not breathing oxygen. I'm telling you though, but that's what you deal with on a regular basis. People that are stuck in the cave, office buildings, with I love about the cubicles. I mean, go. You ever seen that movie? Everybody knows the name of it. And I'm tripping on it. Paul Rudd's in it. You already know Paul Rudd. Funny fucking guy. Office Space. There you go. They put the cubicles in there because it's cheaper than building the walls just to give somebody their own space. And also, it's also called a pen, where everybody gets in the pentacle. It's a grand circle where they can be overlooked, and there's that background noise going on. And acoustically, there's something that's there's a name for it, but it's why some people go out to bars or certain places, because they like the pink noise or the brown noise in the background. And in a room that is a call center or you know working for stocks, there's an excitement, there's a certain energy and a balance, and working in these spaces calls for that. You can't be just sitting there doing nothing, because you need to add to that a little bit of somebody's on the phone, something's getting done, we're getting somewhere. You got to add to that. But it also keeps people in this, like, they're like incubation chambers. What's up here, Finn? What's going on? Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? It is afternoon for you. It is not afternoon for me. It is before noon for me. But good afternoon to you, sir. What should I do today? 35 minutes in. We're dealing with prefabricated societies, physical products that people buy that we could actually get into mental ones that will cause people's brains to be thrown into what is called the honeycomb hex. It's the way that they can use traumas and other things to use mind control over people. It's a very interesting way. It can heal people too, which is what you don't get, and it can be done for good. You only notice the bad things. They're like, it's to control somebody so they become like Manchurian candidate. Yeah, you could do that, but there's also ways that will assist people, help people. Like if I tell you off the bat that I'm going to control your mind, but just for a little while, and you'll get yours back in just a second, but you'll learn something from me just giving this, if I go through that and tell you that, it can be constructive. If someone goes, now, I was watching the movie, what's funny? I was watching the movie, Now You See Me, the second one, Now You See Me, and Woody Harrelson's in it, and he's like the mind control artist, right? Yeah, yeah. If you teach somebody mind control, you're teaching them to control their own mind. As long as you're not, you can continually control someone's mind their entire life. If they don't, as soon as they recognize that you're controlling their mind, ooh, that's a tough split. But if you just say, hey, look it, if you can't control your mind, I'm going to show you how to do it. Follow me and breathe. And then you could talk somebody into some playful, wonderful place in their mind. And then eventually you just go, okay, just do that for yourself. Where other people want to maintain control. Welcome to and here's the thing we're doing today. And it's on the speaker, the intercom. Everybody sits down and does the work. Da, da, da. You can do that. It's a little domineering, a little overbearing, quite a bit bullshit. But as long as you let people know at an early age, children are they think they know something, but you'd be like, hey, look, I'm a lot bigger than you. I know how to drive this car. You can't, right? They go, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm going to teach you. I'll teach you on a small car and a little thing, but you have to listen. You have to pay attention. And eventually you can drive a car even faster than this. Isn't that what Jesus said? Even you will do greater deeds than I've done. It's MK Ultra isn't its primary goal in the good way is to teach people how to control their own mind. In the bad way, I've always explained it this way. If you're not going to control your mind, I will do it for you. So one person can control a lot of people's minds if it's for a benefit. There are people that do it for their own benefit. I'm just saying for a larger scale benefit. Like, let's think, for instance, if you were in a psych ward and you're around a bunch of people that are literally on drugs, insane, crazy, whatever, for whatever reason. Some of it is PTSD, some of it is like life things, da 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 da. Some people just like drugs and escaping reality, da da da. But imagine one person that can calm all of them, not just one pill, just one person. Calm, isn't that better than, that's the good thing, right? But then you have people that are just normal. That one person is very uh, debonair or charming, charismatic, and then they do it for their own good. Like, that's when it's deplorable. But what we see is there's a lot of people in society that they do that, and we put those people on pedestals. And we go, that's what we should aspire to be. Uh, I think that's where they're using mind control over a grand population. But in reality, again, if they were teaching the mind control right, it's so everybody else. There's a great book by Jose. What's his last name? It's called Mind Control, and he's just saying, I've learned how to do this. It's all the great teachers that everybody knows, a one off of telling the story of The Secrets and um, Neville Goddard and all of these, right? It's how to control your mind. It's being completely involved in the moment and being I would say this. I don't think anyone else says this. They say be non-emotional, which I agree with because I agree that there's a difference between emotion and feeling. Be feeling oriented, but non-emotional. It means it doesn't mean cut yourself off from feeling, because feeling is a fucking thing. Some people like to cut themselves off from feeling. Emotions are a response to a feeling. I'll say that again for everybody so you can understand this. Emotions are a response to feelings. Feelings you're not going to eliminate. Feelings you'll have. It's your perception and response to such feelings. That's all it is. Eliminate the emotion and immerse yourself in feelings. That's the effect. And because your brain has nothing to do with feelings. If I were to crack your skull open and probe at your brain, you would feel nothing because there's no feeling there. I could get you to do an automatic response, nervous system response, by making this neuron connect to this neuron, which would be great if you get your left and right brain connected. But that would be a neurological reciprocation to say some weird shit once in a while to keep people paying attention. The point is, the response doesn't have to be what you think it is. I do weird shit all the time. My response isn't always what people think they'll get. Sometimes I just do something goofy. I'm like, oh, maybe that wasn't the right one. But nonetheless, what are you going to go through responding the same way? Like if somebody asks me, let me give this example. If you're a teacher and you know the answer and you put 10 questions on the board and one of them you do wrong on purpose, what you're doing that for is to see who says, yeah, that answer is wrong and here's why. Great answer. Person goes, you know what you're talking about. That's, both of them know the answer, but why did you get the answer wrong? I mean, obviously, if you're a teacher, you're putting that on board for a reason. And you're also saying who doesn't notice because they're not paying attention. They just put the wrong answer right there. 2 and 2 is 10, right? What makes a good listener? Finn, what makes a good listener? Let me explain it to you this way. Interesting people are interested. Oftentimes people tell me, I don't listen. I will not beg to differ, but I differ very much so. I listen so much. They're like, you just talk. I'm like, well, you just said something that deserves a response. Because if you say something and then someone mislabels what you've said, you immediately got to go, no. You're starting on a misperceived premise. So if I say something about how the sun and the moon work, and you go, well, the stars were over there last night. I go, no. They're like, oh, shut the fuck up. Let me make my point. I'm like, well, start with the premise. And people don't like to start with the premise. So by being a good listener to be a good listener is to be interested. I'm interested. You just need to start with the right premise and let's go from there. You want to build a story and go for it. Tell me all about the stars. All right, go. Tell me about the stars and shit. And then we'll just deconstruct the entire bullshit that you're going to say. Because I already know I can already tell. Why? Because I've listened to so many people bullshit. Why? Because people repeat things. Why do people repeat things? Because they assumed that the person that was in front of them was telling them the truth. And I'm here to tell you that your teachers and your preachers probably don't know. They're not lying on purpose. They just don't know. You know that a preacher doesn't know. They never met anybody character from the Bible. They never talked to the God or the Jesus. So they're lying. They can't say anything unequivocally. They only have third, fourth, fifth, 800th party recognition of that's bullshit. I might as well be talking through a fucking plastic cup to somebody else that's gonna say something. Play that game. That's what that is. And then anybody else in the school system, what do you think? Oh, I got a degree from Yale. Where Did you read their book? Yeah. Did you read the bibliography? Yeah. Did you read every book in the bibliography and ask them where they got their same thing as scientific textbooks? They'll continue to disprove themselves. It's just who's the popular scientist right now. How you have popular science? You can't have popular science, except we do. There's literally a book called Popular Science. It's a magazine, right? So why don't you just tell me science? Why don't you just tell me what the scientific method is, and then how you came to that conclusion, and see if anybody else came to a different conclusion, which oftentimes you will. Hi, Carson. I like that. Interesting. I'm interesting. Yeah. I forget who it was that it said it's about doing more work by doing nothing at all. Oftentimes you can. Yeah. Yeah, let me give you an example. I think this is going to work better for dudes. If you ever been in an argument with a woman that starts getting to her emotional thing, emotional baggage, and da da da. I'm not saying this is not a sexist thing. This is it's just a women have a more that attitude. There's always a they're coming from personal experience and feeling oriented, and the effects of feelings are emotions. So they get into their emotions. The way to the way to even quell that or win that if it's an argument is don't speak. Less is the more. It'll take you a lifetime to learn. Just shut the fuck up. It's the only way you can win. I don't care if you write about everything you're saying, down to the T. No, doesn't matter. She could just change gears and she's pissed and tell herself and make herself believe that you're an asshole for telling her the truth. You know? It's like a baby falls in the pool, your dog falls in the pool, and it's somebody else's baby. Your dog falls in, a baby falls in, and she's lit on fire, and you choose to save one of the three. I don't mean save, I just mean do whatever, because someone else is still gonna help, right? So there's a baby fell in the water, not yours. Your dog falls in the water, can't swim, and she's on fire. What do you do first? You go and save her. You know what her problem's gonna be? Why didn't you save the baby? That's our puppy. You go and save the puppy? The puppy's just a puppy. Save the baby. You save the baby. Why'd you save me? I thought you loved me. You see? You can't win. So in response, what do? You go, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And don't you dare say, well, what would you have done? Then, you know what? They'll give you an answer. You'll get an answer. And then you'll be presented with that exact same situation again, and you'll do exactly what they said they would do, and they'll still be mad. I'm just telling you how it works. You think it's otherwise? Tell me otherwise. Tell me otherwise in the comments there. I know I just broke it down for you. Fucking simple as a goddamn salad, I guess. I don't know. Oh, how to lie with statistics is the best. Yeah, Finn. I'm telling you. Well, there is like that's I think to further that enlightenment era, put her brakes on. Yeah, and then she's gonna wonder why her brakes don't work. The same reason her engine doesn't work because she didn't change the oil. She just seen the oil light go on, the engine light go on, and she's too busy on her phone doing her makeup. And all she had to say is, "Hey, what should I do?" I don't know. Fucking change the oil. Take it to the lube shop. Let me do it. I don't fucking know. Nope. Oh no no. She's gonna be like, but you're supposed to know. You're supposed to know. You're supposed to read my mind. Now, I get it. I get it. I get it if you're a dude that's been in a relationship for a few years. And if you can't figure out what the dilemma is, yeah, maybe you're not noticing. And that's your fault. But if you just with somebody for a little bit and they want you to recognize all their little cues and shit, mm, That's here's the thing, and I need this to be understood too. Women do this, men do this too, men do this too, but it's manipulation, but they don't know they're doing it. When someone's doing it, it's very obvious. They're pouring the sauce on everything, and they'll use it for their own benefit. For the most part, very effeminate men and women, they don't do it on purpose. It's their struggle for a sense of control, stability, and power. You go ahead and rewind that. I'm going to say it again. And it is because of society as large dismisses their place in society. As a gay man, as a woman, you're always disenfranchised, and then that is true to a degree. I mean, they've overdone it now. Now they're just like all the put the backpacks on, put the gravy in there, and spray everybody down like you never this again. And I said, okay, well, all right, right. You know, I'm not. I heard you a long time ago. But the point of it is that's the point of it is that to establish yourself as like a cornerstone, a foundation, an apex, a being to be unto yourself, to have that type of individuality and self-worth and power. That doesn't come easy for anyone, but especially the over the overabundance of patriarchy and techno whatever you want to go with that. I'm not going to get into what that's all about, but the 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 idea. Think about it. Growing up, what do they do? What do the movies teach you? If you were born in Egypt or in Greece, and there was a girl, what was she? Might throw her in the fucking pit. You get a boy, he becomes king. The fuck you want to be? Unless, of course, you watch the movies a little closer. Most powerful characters are who? They know what they're doing. By far. By far the queen is. Why the fuck do you think chess exists? But nobody wants to notice that. You think the king is? Why do you think all these motherfuckers out here want to be queens? Well, that's still funnier. I don't want to get it all funny right now. I was trying to give a a Nobel laureate lecture on defining self worth through like it's a way of securing yourself as actually living and like having any take your power back, be you, like no matter what, just do that. Like why does everybody need to reaffirm their own place on the earth? You know what the other cultures will teach you? You just say fuck off, or you go sit by a tree. If you don't need anything, as soon as you don't need anything from anybody, I guarantee I'll tell you what will happen. I do not kid you here. If you need nothing from anybody, they'll walk up to you and hand you things. hmm I can't tell you how many times. I cannot tell you how many times. I don't think I come across looking anything other than gorgeous. Shining, glowing, hair down, nice clothes on. I'll be sitting somewhere. And somebody just assumes because I'm sitting amongst people that are maybe not so well off. Not saying that I have everything. I'm just saying that I'm just sitting there and people just walk up to me and just hand me money. Just hand me food. And I just have to go, I thank you. I give that person the food. I I got food right there. Like I'm already ingesting the sunshine. Once you tell people that you don't need them, watch how quickly they come running. It's a fact. uh, yeah, ignorance and emotional reaction. This is what it is, and it's hard to pull people out of emotional responses. Think of it for yourself. Let's use a self-exploratory method of divining truth. Okay, how many times do you you come home after you get in like a blowout fight with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever you're doing, or just a bet you have a weird day. You know, somebody arguing with the supermarket for no reason, or maybe somebody in the street looks at you and like, hey, your fucking shoes are stupid. You look like a fucking idiot, or whatever the fuck you go through. I don't know. And then you wake up the next day and you're like, and you're having that emotional day. And you just want to sit inside and say, oh, the fucking world sucks. Everybody's an asshole. Fuck this place. Women are quicker to that feeling because they don't understand engineering. They don't understand the other aspect of the masculine brain, and men don't understand the feminine brain. So men can get out of that quicker usually. Men's depression and anxiety tends to be quelled much quicker. Why? Because they go into what is normally a method. I'm gonna show you something here, and I need everyone to pay close attention to what I'm explaining here. If I take mala beads and I just start walking through them and I go one, two, and I go into this, it's a tip, tip, tap, tip, tap. Okay, understand that beat right there is me going dum dum dum. It's a drum. It's a shamanic drum. It's anything you want it to be. And let me show it to you. As a man, we go out and we mow the lawn. I mean, I'm not mowing a fucking lawn, but you get what I'm saying. As a man, you'll go do whatever it is that is an an organized, regulated task that you are going to do like this, and it takes your brain off of this like all over the place, and you put yourself in a pattern. What do women do? They're gonna go do their nails. And yes, I do have my nails done because fuck you. Because I felt like doing them, bitch. No, it's just because I know how many people I gotta fucking murder in the next 2 days. uh, and which could actually be something for someone if they're like that. That's really crazy. I would say that, but no, I just mean in the sense like let's think about it this way. As a woman, you go and do your nails, or you might go like their release. It's a release or a meditation, and their meditation, female and male meditation is different. Guys go out and they drink a bunch of beers with the dudes. Girls go out and they have a girls' day at the salon. Same fucking difference. Or if it's individualized meditation, it could be like, I'm gonna go golf 9 holes. Click, click. You know, I'm gonna go and do like. There's so many different little things that are meditations for people. They get them outside of that depressive or anxiety zone, saying, the fucking world sucks. I don't like this. Like, no, you don't like an aspect of yourself, so you go into a meditation. What did the Bodhi do? He just sat under the fucking tree and said, I'll deal with all of it right now. And he went through all of his life, front and back. Imagine do 40 days meditation. Say drink water for a bunch of days. Like 40. You just dip backwards through time and then rebirth yourself. It's a rebirthing process. People always talk about rebirthing like they can go to fucking some shaman and eat a bunch of leaves and just like, whoa, I just had a rebirthing process. No, honey, that's gonna take, there's reasons 40 weeks and 40 days. It's a, you know, because it's a water birth. So rebirth yourself in water. It's a baptism. Try that. Just saying. I may or may not have done it. I don't know. But when you do, you exercise the demons and you release all of that tension and that shit out of your body because you mentally have to process things that you wouldn't process earlier in life, which is why people go into meditation. People ask me like, do you do yoga, you do meditation? Like, kind of. I'm already doing it. You don't get outside. Life is a meditation unto itself, unless of course you're stuck somewhere, either a future event that you need to have or a past event that you're clinging to. Remove yourself from those two things and then you're here. You're here now in the home, I mean, do you want to go through and just do some intoning, extoning, moaning and oming and that's great. Go do it if that's what needs be to make you. So the meditation again is mala beads, is a repetitive action You could play a drum. You could draw something. That's very focused, high meditation level drawing. Some people they do jewelry, artwork. There's always an art involved. Or whether you like it or not, people that do iron work, if you do welding, to be really good at welding, that is a fucking meditation. Just throwing down dime after dime after dime after dime after dime. You know what I mean? I mean, you're not doing that. You're pulling, when you hit the trigger, I don't know if you've. I never have. I just understand how it works. I've just done other things like it. That's a meditation, high level. You know, and these are all crafts that have function to them. Crafting functions. Anyways, where are we going with this? Too attached? I think you mean too attached. Yeah. Rumpa, put the shame game in and go fucking meditate after the shame. Oh man, I'll tell you a personal experience I had. Recently. Somebody said something to me, and I was being playful, but I was drunk, and I went to like neck chop him, and I hit him too hard, and he got really mad at me, and he went off. I just met the dude. We had like 2 hours, great conversation, and he said something to a very like simple fact. He's like, "Well, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God." He's like, "Well," and I was like, "Well, I am God," and I gave him one of these, and just to fuck with him. And I think I caught him a little wrong. He was very upset. I was like, "Dude, I don't even fucking believe in the God. I'm sort of atheist. I don't fucking know. Like, I didn't. That was not why." And I was trying to, like, bro, sorry, I didn't mean to hit you like that. Like, it was just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, you're a dude. I slap my friends. We wrestle. I don't know. I'm not just walking around like slap my fucking friend. It wasn't like that. It was just it was just a momentary thing. And he took a great offense to this. I was like, maybe because he was a little kind of nerdy, and maybe he had never gotten a wrestling thing, and maybe played sports. I don't know. Maybe played chess. I don't fucking know. I just didn't. Yeah, but I offended the fuck out of him, I guess, and I wanted to apologize. Now, funny enough, I'll give you a little story. The next day, I'm across the street, and I swear to fucking anything that it's the same dude who walks up to me with a guitar. He's like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" He's like, "Hey," I was like, "How you doing, man?" I was like, "I fucking you didn't, fuck with me. I thought you were pissed." He's like, "What are you talking about?" And so he's like, "Can I play some music?" So he started playing his guitar, and I swear to fucking God, it's the same dude. Swear to God, but could have been wrong. So I hang out with him, like half an hour, play his guitar, all the shit. He says it wasn't him. What do I know? It's saying. I mean, you don't meet the same person twice in 2 days within a mile of each other with the same haircut and the same everything. Mm. Although, what the fuck do I know? I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like I think maybe perhaps you go along life and you recently. So let's consider this. Let me give you an idea. 2 years ago, any moment in time, I could have been at a bar, give someone a hug, give a little one of these to somebody, shoot some shit, talk all the mess, say I love you, a wonderful day, and I'm taking this thing home with me, or I'm gonna go home with her, and that's night. That's a day. That's a night. And now the interaction with human beings is so everything is considered confrontational, that everything is so you don't get to interact with humans anymore. And so like whenever I do, I'm like, oh, I'm excited. Like I can say anything I want here, and I can give somebody a hug, and then people are like, oh, they're kind of standoffish about high-fiving, hugging, handshakes even. They want to they do the shoulder when people do like, nah, I was like, I want to shake someone's hand. They're like, no, give me one of these. I'm like, what? Like you understand how bizarre that is, right? Like you understand how that has zero basis in any intellectual reality, any function of how whether or not you believe in the bullshit that's retarded, right? Like how does that exist? How is that's mind blowing. And so my response to I think I've done okay with it for what 18 months now. Just like, hey, Everyone's gonna have a fucking mask on. You know, all that bullshit. Like that's how is anybody else dealing with this? I don't know. The fact that there's still people alive, that everybody hasn't just done the lemmy winks, just or the lemmings, and just run off the side of a mountain, or just it's surprising. I'm surprised. I'm happy to say there's no one that I've known that has just offed themselves. I think that's surprising. Unless I just haven't heard of them because they decided to dip out the realm. uh, Cruella is actually a little better than we think. So is the Wicked Witch. Yeah. What's up, Carson? Age Aaron for baptism. Ah, hey Finn, watch the nail as you hit the hammer. Now, interesting you say that because have you ever high five someone? The best way to high five someone is to look at their elbow. If you look at my elbow and I look at yours and we high five, you never miss. But if we look at each other's hands, we'll miss. I can tell you why. Now that's gonna be like, no, you can't tell me why. Like, and I know why it happens. It's kind of like trying to catch a fly with chopsticks. You're focused on the fly, so therefore you're always going to be behind or ahead or somewhere else. But if you're looking at the apex of where the fly might go, you're always going to land exactly where it's going to be. High fives. High fives is look at that right there. I'm telling you. Hey, so you guys want to give me a moment? Let me go piss and pour a drink. I'll be back. You guys gear up some questions, comments, or just general idiocy that we'll talk about. And as per usual, let me just use this as a little anchor point for I'm not a rich man, I'm not a poor man. I do, however, require dollars to make it to the next day. And these days, because of my last two channel blockings, I don't have a lot. So if you want to donate to get me a beer or even a coffee or whatever the fuck else, go for it. Cash App, PayPal, it's beneath. And one-on-ones are always available. Theoluminous, TheOluminous at gmail.com. I'll be back in a second. I'm going to piss and pour myself a drink. Yeah, boy. Well, welcome back. Ugh. Who's up in here? Okay, so one of my favorite things about being like cleaning my blood and being somewhat healthy, occasionally, That's a little bit of a pain. You know, you deal with the herxemer and like a little bit of whatever I've done for the past few days that comes out of you. But then afterwards, when you're pretty healthy and clean, immediately the funniest thing to me, because this never happened early in my life, unless I just was not that accustomed to it, is if I drink coffee when I piss, that's coffee. It's just coffee. If I drink lemonade, it's lemonade. Like if I just eat shit for a bunch of days and then just consume something, piss just comes out like piss. Just piss. Nope. After you clean up a little bit, drink some water, clean your blood out, your organs are functioning at a pretty high capacity, you'll know exactly what you just put in you. So this is lemonade. And I keep stirring it because I put a little sugar and a teensy weensy last little bit of vodka. All right, so where are we at? I love the broad brush strokes of things that we can touch on talking about during any time I do one of these fucking things. It's got to be do can I ask you all a question? Is it somewhat amazing what I do? Like the depth and breadth of cognitive discourse that I could have with just about anybody? Or is that just like a normal thing? Because I know I listen to other people's channels. They can talk for an hour or two, but sometimes it's kind of gets redundant. Hopefully, I never get into the form of redundancy that where I'm just saying the same bullshit. I mean, maybe over the course of all this, but is it Robbie, a breath of fresh air? Hey, that I wish I had a microphone just near my ass so I could fart into it. Just or queef. It's oh wow, Finn, that was almost a backhanded compliment. It's unique for sure. That's what you say like at a dinner party when someone's around that you're just like, what is going on here? They're very unique. I'll give them that. I'll take it though. I'd rather take unique over boring or well, I mean, I've been called many things. I'm trying to think of the most besides a strapping young gentleman by an old lady. Uh, I've been called a lot of things. So, should we pull out tarot cards? Should we play tarot? No, I don't want to do that quite yet. I have a deck of cards. At least I can shuffle them. Oh shit! There we go. Already got one out. Rampe, he speaks so well. Yeah, I've said it before, and it's quite interesting to me. The only time I stumble on words is when I think about how many things I know. If you give an artist a blank page and you're like paint something, and they're so focused on what can I, but do the best you can. They would just go, oh fuck, I don't know. Like, what do you want to see? And they're like, no, just do something. And you go, ugh. Where the more profound part is when I was, I don't know, like up even college. No, I couldn't have stood on stage. I couldn't stand in front of people. No. The only thing I was good at in the performance realm would be like I couldn't even see playing soccer. I couldn't see anything other than I'm good at this. Like I knew that I was, but everything else, talking, doing other shit, no way. Uh-uh. You went to heard me speak a fucking peep. I wasn't studious. I became studious way later, and then learned how to talk, I guess. Ah, Rampe, you could perform comedy for bougie people. Yeah, I hear you on that. I think the best to do that because it's funny would probably be like a only because I think he's the best comedian out right now. Mark Normand. And he tells some stories about some like bad shows that he's had where one time he was performing at a like he said he was performing in front of billionaires. Like they're like, "Yo, come here. You're paid a lot of money. Just come and perform." And I know it's like Silicon Valley or something, right? So he's just like amongst everybody, and he's doing his show, which is pretty raw. But they're like, "Yo, don't do anything too awful." And he's like, basically, he said something that was just, it wasn't even really like a joke. It was leading up to a joke, and got fucking ripped, like just got pulled off stage and told him to shut the fuck up and almost didn't pay him. See, I don't know. I think that once you're into doing comedy and saying something funny, like you're willing to like just trash a joke because the rest of them will are stronger. Where like the rest of your jokes are funny, and everything else you have to say is quality. So like, hey, I'm gonna mess up sometimes because if I just sit here and do what you do, I will never fail, but I won't ever create anything. I think that's the attitude. If you're into creation, you're willing to fail a little bit, and in front of, which is interesting because in front of the times that I've went to nice restaurants where I couldn't really afford to be there, but somehow I was still sit at a bar. Like everybody would be like wanting to talk, like really expensive people want to talk to me, and they're like, it's really interesting. It'd be funny if I knew I was doing cards to tell a story while playing with the cards, but I don't know. I don't know. Rompe, are you stage ready? Do you do other shit? Do you perform? I mean, at all? Like, do you play guitar? I mean, do I know you from Instagram too? I probably asked you this shit before, but the fuck, man, I can't remember everything. Um, like, could you just? Are you funny like that? Like, you could still tell a joke, or just because they're so bougie that somebody from your absolute barefooted lower class, but you're likable because you're good looking and you're probably from Brazil or some shit, and you're like, you could be the pool boy, and the wife is like, hey, to the husband, like, I think he's cute. Just get him for the pool boy, just once a week, because he's gonna be off doing his thing, so he's gotta respect the wife's opinion. To he's so fucking funny, huh? Hey, this guy over here, he's so fucking funny. Seen a million little motherfuckers like this running around barefooted in my backyard. Pay their fucking college tuition. Maybe one day they can make something of themselves. All in the back of his mind, he's going, do you know how many fucking dumb whores I've dicked down? Like how many? Like I always love the stories of the guy. Like it's always the movies. The guy's rich. He's fucking everything that moves because he can, and the wife is sitting at home like as a trophy wife, and she's kind of nice, and but she wants the money, whatever. But then she gets like the one off pool boy, this or that, and he's like all upset about it. Like he comes home, he's like fat, lazy, already dropped his seed everywhere else, and he's like doesn't want to fuck her. And she's like, oh, why won't you just, you bit your neck too much. I give you everything, baby. That kind of bullshit. And then wonders why she falls in love with, like, hey, he don't make anything. He's not, like, I know I'm doing a Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, man, hold on. I don't do a little Rodney Dangerfield. But the opposite. Like, if he, like, I mean, he was gangster, but, like, he always does the downtrodden, like, I get no respect. Hey. But if he was like the opposite, that's funny. That's fucking funny to me. You said your eyes are pretty and that's it. Hey, well, pretty eyes is a good disguise. I think you're downgrading yourself. Well, maybe you know what? Maybe that's interesting. Now we'll just talk about for just a second. Because I said Mark Normand, right? And he got put on to play a pretty impressive party. Like he said, there's probably trillions of dollars in the room, trillions of dollars in the room. Why would you hire Mark Normand? He's good looking. I would say right across the board, he's one of more fit, good looking, intelligent. The only thing he has not going for him, he can't make eye contact, and he has a little bit of self doubt, which is I don't. I think he knows how good he is, but he can't accept it. Wouldn't you hire the if you were doing one of these parties, wouldn't you hire like a Ralphie May? You know what I mean? Because he's funny as fuck, but he's not gonna fuck anybody's rich wife. Or are they hiring the guy to see how many wives is this dude gonna? Is he gonna have a fucking an orgy with all of these rich, like small dorky plays with computer types? Like, and maybe they want to watch. I don't know. Until you ever, until you've had somebody watch you have sex, you don't understand like what that is like okay, everybody here is a cuck to a degree, right? I don't care who you are. I don't care how badass you are. You've watched somebody fuck. Okay, in the same room, just watch and just once you've had somebody watch you fuck in the same room and jerk off, that's a different level. Now, I'm not saying I have or haven't. I will not respond to such. Um, I was looking up a good word. I couldn't find one because I was laughing at it too hard. I'm just saying, if you were if you were rich, like I mean, what's gonna get you off? Did you ever read the Playboy? What's your boy's name? When Playboy was very important, Hugh Hefner, who had like 8 girlfriends, and the only way he could get off is what like watching gay porn with a rhinoceros, fucking a giraffe in the background or something. I mean, isn't that the lesson? See now you think that I'm just gonna say some wild crazy shit, but isn't that the lesson that they give you in Buddhism? It's gonna make complete sense here. I promise you it is. I promise you. Just give me a second. That life is suffering, because isn't that giraffe gonna be suffering if a rhinoceros is fucking in the ass? And also that the more you explore things further, that you know, if you start, it's like people that watch porn, right? The more porn you watch, the crazier porn that you watch. I mean, I really don't know that well. Like all I know is like sometimes, hey, fat chick, hey, it's threesome. Hey, it's a chick on a chick. Hey, it's yeah, it could be different. But I'm not into the weird shit because I think it's like some people say, yeah, guys, I think it's you might be a little gay. You watch porn? Like, what do you want to watch? Dude with little dick? No. Would you rather watch somebody getting off like a chick that's like, oh, thank you for your little mini fucking your little mini trombone. Like, I mean, the idea, dude. If I could take the, I have an idea for an act. I'll take the most vulgar stories I could ever tell and turn them into a Buddhist or some other religious um, uh, I guess you call it like a Zen koan. I could tell you a story about it, like in the sense of all life is suffering kind of thing, or I could use those kind of notions. I could just use Bible verses and Quran verses and get into some more other ancient religions and consider why everybody I know around me is a fucking queen and why I perhaps am the let's see if I can do it blindfolded, the jack of all trades. Now you would think that I'm doing this because I can see what's going on, or that I know how a deck of cards works, and I fucking do not. I promise you. You could ask anyone that knows me. I just have a deck of cards because I'm just sitting. I'm shoving right-handed. I can barely do it. But that's the trick, right? But that would be kind of funny though. That if you could just take all of the most amazing diamonds, little nuggets of wisdom, and just say it in the most tragically, like filthy way, and turn it into something like a shined up piece of material. Yeah. Man, hey, Rompe, what did hey, you said, man, what? What did I say? What did I say? I was trying to get to that, the donkey's fucking elephant shit. No, it wasn't, it was a rhinoceros fucking a rhinoceros fucking the tall one, the giraffe. Why aren't you getting about what I'm saying? I'm just saying you have to use it's like if you use something very big and something small, there's something funny about that. If you use something very mundane and use that reference of mundane against something bizarre beyond belief, you can get kind of a little chuckle out of it. Carson, don't get me wrong. I've seen the weird shit. And on drugs that you shouldn't do. Nonetheless, like I think there's just something enjoyable about like, okay, let's just for a second. Shouldn't I have had at least, a handful of threesomes with two hot chicks? And I haven't. I have not. Like, shouldn't that be something that I'm like? Shouldn't when I'm watching porn, shouldn't I just go for the one up? Like, hey, what's next? No, I find something very suitable about like one person. It's more satisfying because like it'd be like doing this. Like I can play Nintendo. I got two buttons. I got this. But like once you get to like three chicks, that's six titties. I don't have that many hands. How? And for me, that's called information overload. That I can't satisfy three women. I mean, on a mental, emotional standpoint, an individual, but not physically as a collective, could I? How the fuck am I gonna? Unless they're into each other, which is fine. Then I'll be that little conduit for the three of them. But as one dude, you think you satisfy three women? You fucking liar. Two, one is hard enough. Most men can't do it. Two, I think I could do that. You know, pretty sure of that. But it's only because they like each other. You can't. You can't. So my point here is, into pornography. I'm not really interested in anything much crazier than that. Like, there's nothing wrong with watching like I don't know, fucking. What are you into? What's weird shit that people are into? Midgets? That's not that weird. I don't know. Some chicks are into fat dudes. I don't know. Some dudes are into fat chicks. I've looked at it every different direction, but like as like the weird shit. I don't know. I'm okay with that. Like I like to fuck somebody with a clown suit on. Well, on a merry-go-round in the middle of January with wearing fucking spandex, lights on that, nothing else, and fucking an apple stuck into the person's mouth like they were dinner for the family on Thanksgiving while they're all around with candles lit and doing bondage sadomasochistic rituals. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, my mind can see all that shit and it's completely crazy. Like, do I want to like observe that? It's like, no, like I get it. I already seen that. God, my mind is way too powerful. Well, I need to see that. I think I probably gotta do that in another lifetime. That's why I'm fucking stuck here with all you people. Hey, Rob, I mean, you already know, like, whatever. Like, it's not a big deal. It doesn't. I'm not. I just like see See, I don't talk much about myself or my life, but I do just to give people a little bit of a backdrop. So if I tell a story, it's not just about like how I think about things because like, hey, I've never experienced that. No, like most of it probably you wouldn't, I just guess okay, I'm a lot more normal than it might seem, and I'm also a lot more I've probably done some shit you haven't done, which is fine. I don't. You're not supposed to. Not everybody's supposed to have the same life experience. That's the goal of it. But I did. I to make myself a little more. I don't. What's the word like? Accessible mentally. Like if I'm just sitting here, like okay, think about it this way. If Sadhguru were fucking sitting in the room with you, you would probably shit your pants, lose your mind, going, this is some sort of like vibrating God figure that doesn't exist in this realm. You know what I mean? Gandhi, all of these, now some of them might actually be very high level gurus that do really vibrate and just come in and out of existence differently. But as a standard thing, is it just like, I mean, fuck, if Brad Pitt was around right now, like if Brad Pitt just was like, yeah, what up? I would be slightly I would be fucked up for a second because I'd be like, Brad Pitt is hanging out with me right now? But I also have to equivocate that to the fact that I live in a building that there's people that work in the movie industry. Like lots of people. And there's a lot of musicians. And that maybe they didn't have vodka and somebody that I knew said, go up, see Zen. He's got a bottle of vodka. I don't feel like going to the store because I don't want, as Brad Pitt, do you want to walk down to the fucking street and go to the store? No, just go see Zen. He's right up there. And he'd be like, do you have some fucking vodka? I'd be like, and I would just accept it as a norm. It will be not normal, but I would accept it as reality. But if you were to come in contact with, and see, I'm going through a long story here. When people see me, they like, that's what they see. And I don't get it. But I just try to normalize myself, just be like everybody else, which is never going to happen. Because I'm not like you. But that's a good thing. You could be like yourself, whatever the fuck that is. Sorry for the long story there. I've never met Brad Pitt either. Yes. And didn't hey Rampe, who was it? You or somebody else that brought up a Fight Club earlier? Speaking of Brad Pitt, I don't know why. It's an easy go to. It's an easy go to for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like he's iconic in the sense that like that name, that being, right? Like him personally, I don't know. He might be. He seems like probably a pretty fucking cool dude. If he exists the way I exist or that you exist, he seems pretty fucking awesome. But yeah, I was you. Yeah, yeah. So there you go. So we'll use the. We'll continue on with the. And let's go a different direction. Let's use that movie. Do you want to use that movie as a start off point for the subjects that we're going to use here? Let's subject this movie to rational discourse or completely irrational insanity. And so Fight Club. First glance, it's a movie. It's about disillusionment with self, deeper study. It's how does society function, deeper study. Then it goes on beating yourself up. Man, I mean, once you see it from that point, you go. And when you know people that have acted and been in movies or are artists and they see their artwork and they're like, it could have been better, or you see people listen to music and they're like, it could have been better. When you start to say, oh, they had the same fat, if I would have, it's this moment where you go, if I would have just spent 10 more minutes, I could have made it better. But that then leads down the line. If I spent a few more minutes, I could have made it better. Is on the line of As soon as you do that, then you say, well, if I spent 10 more minutes, I can make, and you just keep doing that. And you lead yourself to a path of living in a land of repetition. Like, what's your dude's name? Another great comedian. Groundhog Day. That every day is the same day because you wanted to make something better rather than just do something new and unique. And so people that are artists, people that are musicians, people that they're like that could have been so much better. Yeah. And also the number three could have been the number four if the number three was number four. Like it's kind of like looking at music, like saying, I don't like country music because jazz is the best. Well, country music isn't trying to be jazz music. Can I prefer the sound of country music to jazz music? Sure. But if you did, there'd probably be something wrong with your brain because you just started going. Now, do I love country music live? Oh yes, oh yes. I would go to any concert. I don't even care if it's pop country live. Oh yeah, that's where it's at. However, do I love country music like as a totality? Do I love the country people? Yes, 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 yes. But on the radio, no. It's like hip hop. I fucking love hip hop, but on the radio, absolutely not. You know what I mean? I don't really. You know, music is an individuation. Can I say individuation? Is that okay? Is it individuality? It's like an individual source of something. Yeah, I don't know, man. People have too much. They think their way of oh, Nas came out. So Nas and Kanye and yeah. I mean, how did I not know that? Even though he has one of the best rap, you know, I can't call it rap hip hop albums ever, and I do thoroughly enjoy him. He's probably in my top 20. You know, I'm sure you've checked that out. Do you think that's because of the card size or because of what I'm doing there? Oh, that's funny. Could be the card size. Nas, yeah. Yeah, I've never listen when I listen to something by him, I just accept it because it's good, if not great. So I don't try to overdo it to listen to his whole you know. Here's what I'll say: I've listened to Biggie and Tupac, and they're overrated, and I don't ever want to feel that way about Nas. I'm not sure why, especially if you get into what his word, what his name is. Um, but no, I'm but there's a lot of hip hop. I like as much as I like the idea of good beats. Let's see what we do here. I would I like the form of poetic artistry, and there are going to be a lot of people better, and it's not even a question. Like you got a couple hours, I'll put you on the people that yeah, that you can't escape it. But when it comes to influence, there's a lot, and then it comes into like saying something that's important without saying it to like you got to be like, oh, like I'm gonna use a rhyme style that's like four beats, then three, then seven, then eight, and then three, and then four, and then seven, and then just do that like until you get back to the two two twos. Yeah. Anyways, stupid me. Mm. Anyways, so what the fuck else? Oh, he helps with your if you want, if so, oh, you have a disassociative nature, like you try to disassociate from reality in general, or disassociation in the sense that I hope you guys understand. I'm just really good. I'm just good with cards in the sense that like they just fall in the proper place. Is very. I am not doing something. I'm not doing anything weird. I'm just looking at you shuffling, and I don't. There is no. I know how they work. I know if I got a card that's bigger, there's things I know how it works. I just don't do that. It's just I fuck it's. I think it's very cheesy to pawn off fake magic for real magic. Because whether or not you like it, I believe. Oh shit. So you have a disassociative personality, or you just in general like you're like fuck people, like fuck them. Ah, good, 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 good. Yeah, yeah, I got you. Hmm. All right, then you already know who I like. If you want simple things that are just direct, if you want simple direct knowledge, but it's done in a very powerful way, go listen to look at see, I just shuffle the cards. This just fucking happens, and I'll tell you that that's fucking hilarious. Go listen to Locksmith, and I know you already know this, I think, but Locksmith. No, there's nobody even on that fucking. See, now this is killing me right here because here's the cards. Here's the cards were on top and the bottom. That was the top card. That was the second from the bottom. That was the third from the bottom. That's what just fell out of my hand. It just doesn't. It's not supposed. I don't understand why this shit works this way. I'm doing nothing. This is not like the spirit has come over me. I'm just shuffling fucking cards. I don't fucking know. And I'm not even good at it because I busted my finger the other day, and so like I'm just kind of doing a simple little shuffle. Little, it's like 2-7 this bitch. Yeah, locksmith. Oh, it's just no. It's not even for me. He's top three, and he will be for as long as I can ever even. There's nobody better. I mean, when I say nobody better, I just mean there's like you got wagyu beef, and you got the A1s, the A2s. I mean, if you win the A's, that's top class. But you're not going to do better than this. Bus driver, locksmith. I mean, R.A. the Rugged Man, and then I mean, you're just not going to beat that. It's not really. All right, so I'm gonna fuck with you guys for like 13 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go grab myself a beverage. Is that a good idea? What's up, Terry? Yeah, yeah. this. So, hey, was it funny enough you say that, Terry Bull. Was it light or dark? Was it dark liquor? Like was it a dark and stormy? Dark and stormy is one of my favorite drinks. So if I ever see you in person, dark and stormy, let's drink that. Because I don't drink rum too often, even though I'm pirate esque per se, I guess. Um, yeah, dark and stormy is where it's at. But light rum, somebody was telling me yesterday about drinking light rum because that I don't really fuck with rum because I can't do dark liquor. So my assumption usually is rum is dark. But if you spilled it, I mean, you're still gonna get a little bit in your system. The Cuban dark, sticky Cuban dark. Yeah, that's kind of like Cuban dude come, right? I mean, I don't know. I know them, and they just say that, and I know women that if you find a Cuban man, you're stuck with them because they're gonna get you because they sticky. It's like Cubanos, man. And one of my favorite sandwiches, also, I guess I didn't realize how yeah, Cubanos, pickles pressed with all the ham and yeah, Cubanos. That's where it's at. Mr. Mannion. Yeah, the caramel color and the stickiness of anything that is caramel is like burnt sugars. So if you burn a little sugar or you put something into a barrel, you're getting It's like wine or certain rums. You're taking some of the sugars out of the wood, and so it gives you that kind of that flavor, that sweetness, the sugar. So the wood is the carbohydrate that gives you the sugars. Yeah, that's like extra high level shit right there. Tortas versus Cuban sandwiches. Um, I mean, only because I'm very much more familiar with, like just if it's just served to me. Oh, I'm taking cubanos. I'm taking cubanos. It's got to be. Yeah, make it funky, brother. I mean, I guess. I mean, it's kind of like saying, do I just want like eggs in the morning, or do I want to make my eggs avocado with some, uh, you know what I mean? Like just get into all the extra. Yeah, it's like as a chef, most chefs will wake up, they go to work, and they just eat the simplest of foods because they're gonna sample all of the good food while they're cooking it, and they know what it tastes like, and they want it to taste good, and so they've already eaten it. So after the shift is done, they want the simplest thing possible. They want a white bread, American cheese, uh, simple butter, and you know, tomato soup out of can. That's what they want to eat. They want to eat ramen noodles. They'll eat the ramen noodles. They want to just sprinkle the shit on top, just to bring them back to a different place when they weren't didn't have to fucking just hustle and work so hard for something that tasted so good, but they just couldn't remember what it tasted like. You know, working in the kitchen of a fine dining establishment is way different than walking in the front door of a fine dining establishment. I mean, it's kind of like if you were to listen to good music every day, eventually you like just some okay downtrodden backyard barbecue beans and bullshit, and just somebody that's picking but missing some shit, and just and their voice is off. That's still lovely, you know. That's like difference between walking the front door and the back door of the building. It is strange. Hey, so here's a question for everybody. Would you rather be in the front door or the back door? And everybody here knows the fucking joke I was getting at. But I do also mean that. And especially only because I sort of know Dave Mannion. I only sort of know Dave. I mean, I would say I know him pretty well. Like I think I known him for a long time. You know what I mean? Like lifetimes kind of shit. Like I think I know him. I've never met him in person, but I know the kind of character he is. So, Dave, would you rather go in the front door of a building and be like, "Hey, what's up?" or walk through the kitchen and dap up everybody in the kitchen and sit in a different place? You know what I mean? Through the patio door. You want to go inside? You go inside. See. Look at you. Look at you. You're gonna go through the opposite. You're just gonna. I gave you two options, front or back. You said patio. You just went side door. Side door is the easy way to get in because you know what the side door is. The side door is always open. The lights are on. All you gotta do is just jump over one over thing, and everybody's already laughing. There's a pool there. That's the easy way to get in. I'm at front door. Like, are they gonna open the door, the back door? You're gonna sneak in through the patio doors, no opening it. Yeah, because it's made of glass and it's not even open anyway. It's already open anyways. Straight into the kitchen. Thank you. See, and that's why I know you. That's why I know you make the musics. It's the only way to do it. Kitchen door, man. Yep. I'm cooking something. I'm either cooking the stage or I'm cooking the food or I'm cooking something. Yep. In and out the same door. Funny, funny, funny shit, yo. uh, you know what I love about doing these fucking really long bullshits here is you like it's just on here, and people get to go through the beginning where I'm just talking about ancient and ergonomics of how certain functions of physical reality work and shoes and socks, and then we're just like talking about like whether or not you understand the difference between butt snacks and what it is to walk into a building. That's too funny. What's up, Skull? Achievers. So what kind of day should I have today? It's Tuesday. I'm happy that I got up as early as I did. I thought I was gonna have a miserable day, and by thinking I'm having, I was just like I had so many good. Do you ever have so many good dreams? Let me try this on you, and I'll see if this works for another video as I'll host the idea. If you ever have so many good dreams during an evening, like I had, I think 8 or 9 dreams, and here's how. Remember I've told you before about dreams, out of body ones, and then just kind of what are they like? You're just you it's like this. Like right now, you see your phone, you see your computer, you're there. It's this. I'm literally talking to someone just like this, and I'm saying, you realize we're in a dream right now, and anything you want is cool, right? Like this is a dream. And I was like, let me prove it to you. And so he's just looking at me, and I just levitated. And then I was like, all right, so and which is funny because now I'm in that lucid space. Yeah. So you're in that lucid space, and you just go, what to do? And I was like, I just look around. I'm like, okay, I like before bed. I already, already hung out, done my damn thing. I'm comfortable. Had a drink. I'm high. I'm good. I just want to sleep. And I wake up in the middle of these dreams where I realize I'm dreaming, and it is this solid, this fantastic, but I can fly, and I can do other weird shit. And everything, I can actually touch things, I can read things, I can smell things, and I can taste things. It's no different from this reality. It's crazy. You ever get in those places? So here's the lesson for the day. Is right now you think you're in this life, yes? Are you dreaming? Ask yourself this. I know it might be a little difficult, so let's try. And see, here's why you do this. Because right here, we're at a very dense level, which is fine because it's still fun here. Don't get me wrong, because physicality is really great here. But in a dream world, you'll say, am I dreaming? Can I levitate? And you might actually fucking be able to levitate. And as soon as you can do that, you have explicit instructions that you are capable of anything you want to do, because it doesn't matter, because that's your realm at that point. You can do anything you want. And then when you're done with it, delete, out of here, another realm. Or you just come back to it, because if during the realm you start to do some things like that is that's kind of savoir, no, how would they say it? That's how they say it. Like you just go, is that uncouth to do that? It doesn't matter. Like here in this realm, it's a little more stagnant. It's palpable. But in those realms, the funnier thing is, it's literally this. I can do this. Look at, I could do this, but know what card I'm going to pull out, and then still levitate and do some godlike shit and have anything I want. But it's still this solid. I can talk to people and see people and hear people. And there you go. Look at how the fuck. Watch how many hearts and diamonds. You know what that is? It's hearts and money, right? That's money. If you fill your heart up with, if you fill your money up with love and your heart up with whatever that fuck works, we can do it the opposite way. How good am I at this? See, now everybody's like, nah, you're shuffling cards. Fuck the bullshit. I don't know. There you go. For the money of love or for the love of money? Wait, what the fuck? Where? Oh, that's right. Hey, David. I forgot Leon changed his name to Terrible. I forgot that. I did. I was wondering who this fucker was. Dreams can come twice, and I can come twice onto my dreams. Look at that. That's so weird. I don't even know why. Like, why do I even play with cards anymore? Cards are too easy. It's only 52 of them. Hey, so what should and I literally did forget that you changed your name to Terrible. I was like, I fucking know who the fuck that is, and I couldn't remember that was. Can you at least put a picture up of something terrible? Can you put like a, I don't know, like a pit bull or something, or a terrier or something? I don't know. I need an image rather than just like a pink tee. Although I do have a pretty sweet ass pink T-shirt that I rock all the time. Uh-huh. I'm gonna stop shuffling these cards because at this point it's becoming repetitive. A donkey's cock. I'm all right with that. I think I may have said those exact words earlier today. Although I think I said a hippopotamus cock and a giraffe's throat. I don't think it would work because I think the hippo cock would be too wide and the hippo's throat would be too long. I don't think that'd be a good lover. That would not be a great relationship. Yeah. Hmm. I fuck the bullshit. It's nice. It's nice. I'm not getting out of here. I'm just reminding you. It's nice to see all of you. And I do want to piss again, and then go grab a beverage and go talk to my duck friends. Because I did not get to see them. There was dogs around the last time I was there. Sometimes people go to the park and there's dogs, and when the dogs get too close, the ducks go the other way. And I can only there's only one duck. There's one fucking duck, and I'll put this on camera if the dogs are around today. There's only one fucking duck, and his name is Hip Hop. If you don't know, Hip Hop's my dude. Um, he's the only one that will stand on shore if there's a dog around. He gives no shits. I was like, all right, cool. So he gets fed. All the rest go off in the water. He just stands there and goes. I'm like, I got you. Like if the dog comes over and tries to attack the duck, I'm sorry, dog. I love you, dog, but do not attack the duck. He's just chilling. Got, we can't have duck dog problems. I'm gonna solve that. Hmm. So what else? What else? We got a few more moments here before I need to collect a beverage and a beverage and well, if I piss first, it might be my beverage. Which, if anybody here in the future does not understand this, the reason I look like a fine, distinguished young gentleman of high regard and status of the community is because I drink piss. My own, not yours. You can drink my piss if you want, and it's helped a lot of people out, but I'm a lot older than I look by a lot. And yes, I do drink the peepees. Yes. You can eat shit if you want, so you can't just say, "Oh, you drink pee pee." That means you must eat shit. Yeah, right. Nah, you gonna take shit before I eat shit. We'll have a shit fight. except for I won't fight. It's just you just eat it if you like it. It's like a fucking chocolate covered knobs over here. Oh fuck! Too much fun. Hmm. And you know what I do love that it is like 12:30 perhaps. Let me see what time it is. It's 1:11. Okay, well 1:11. But it's 1:11, and I can just say the most random bullshit, and I know that some of you, especially, um, let's see, we got Ireland, we got all Brits, and we got a couple other ones that are you guys are at least at happy hour, and you have to give me the kind of space in general that it's it's noon on a Tuesday and I'm still ripping the shit up. Where other people they it needs to be 8 o'clock. They need the sun to go down and the moon to come out and they need to wild out. Like no, like it's just and so I like that's what I like about the doing the internet shit here on the phone. Like if I were just if I were just to walk out and like try to do half the fucking material I just did, which is not material, it's just off the cuff. Um, it would fail miserably. And in fact, most of what I would do would fail miserably. Yeah, because it's not that funny. I would be closer to George Carlin because he never told a joke, and I don't really tell jokes. But it's funny because I'm truthful. Hmm. What's up, Papa? You think you're special or something? No, I think I'm a I think I'm a Somalian sommelier, and also speak specialized Spanish and synchronized swimming specials from South, and then you just fill in an S word there. I like alliterating. It was only a recent thing. I used to like to rhyme things, and then I just started alliterating. I think it's because I'm illiterate. Do I wear special shoes? I don't wear shoes too often. I wear sandals. When I wear shoes, I end up giving them away. I do. Do you want to see a pair of shoes that I own? Or would you like to see? Do you For people here that don't understand this, if this is not like some little, you know, get out of fucking bullshit free ticket. Do you want to see some shoes that I have? I'll tell you how nice I am with the basketball, which is only half as good as I am with the soccer ball, and I don't even have any soccer shoes. And I know soccer you call football, but yes, and I've played in fucking Italy, and it's just I could show you some shoes. I just happen to here's what I'm wearing right now. Ah, just feet, just wearing some feet. I do have some of my favorite fucking shoes, man. And what was funny is I got a pair right before the whole. I'm not gonna say the word, but you know what I'm talking about a year and almost 2 years ago, and I had to start using them as just street shoes, just like walking around. Now these are shoes that like, yeah, they're just cozy if you play basketball. So yes, I do have special shoes. I have shoes for tap dancing, for basketball, for kicking someone directly into their ass. I have shoes for boxing. I have shoes for being a hippie. I have shoes for, except it's the same pair of shoes. High heels. Okay, so when I lived in, Okay, so was this 20 years? This got to be 20 years plus. One of my favorite fucking things that ever happened. So I used to hang out in Baltimore. One of my best friends, um, and we lived. If you're familiar with it, so do you know who Edgar Allan Poe is? Are you familiar with poets and things? And there was like Philadelphia, Baltimore. Where was he writing? Where was he? So we used to go to this bar. They got turned into a nightclub, but it was like one of the oldest bars in Baltimore, in the world. So in New Orleans is supposedly the oldest bar in the world, called Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop, right? Am I right here? And then there's one in Baltimore. So both of them have like very, very, very old history. And the other one is, well, they changed the name so many times I don't remember, but it's right there on the, oh fuck the, what the fuck is the name of it? Nonetheless, here's the story. So a friend of mine and I out at this bar, which is now a nightclub, but it's old as shit. It smells old. It's still set up. It's just big but dirty, old floors, awesome place. And one of our friends who used to play, did he play pro? No, he played in college football. He played center for a D1 school. So we work in the door. So we meet some crazy chicks inside, all wearing high heels. Which now here's why this is not me just telling extra story, because some people just tell extra story. Well, out front there is cobblestone streets. It's like bricks and cobblestone. You don't put high heels on, but for whatever reason, this is summertime and these chicks decided to put high heels on, and so they're just breaking ankles. And so my friend is making fun of the chick because she's drunk, so obviously she can't really walk that well to begin with, because it's hot. It's cobblestone. It's I don't know why are you doing that? And well, he's a smaller gentleman than me, so he has smaller feet, and she's kind of a bigger chick. And I don't mean fat, I just mean taller. And they have the same size foot. And he goes, "Let me try them bitches on." So he put high heels on to walk around the street. My guy fucking walking around the middle of Baltimore with high heels on. Now, did that get us both head in a public place? Yes, it did. But I think he broke an ankle putting high heels on, trying to walk through cobblestone streets while drunk. I don't know. That's just the story I have for that. And yep, high heels, man. I mean my feet are just too big. I wear a size 11. Like that's like I'm not gonna. It's like me saying I'm 6 foot would be exaggerating. I'm 5'10" and a half. I wear a size 11. Simple. I'm like I wear a size 12. I'm 6 foot tall. Like I hate when people do that. And so I mean, what chick is walking around with size? For a chick, they'd be a size like 15, like right. There's kind of like like no, like you know how big that would be. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying that's not a probability in reality that some chick that is 6'5", 6'6", that big and also attractive, stomping around where, because you realize like the bigger you are, the quicker those high heels are gonna get shortened, because every time you take a step, it's just gonna mush the fucking heels out, right? So yeah, they're gonna be flats pretty soon at that size. So they stopped making them at a certain size because they would have to go through like using like special geometrical proportions and how to use columns to support weight and whatever. At first, like short chicks, they just want high heels. They put a little something in the back. Short dudes, they wear. Look at your boy Tom Cruise or whatever. He wears fucking 3-inch heels. There's a fact. That dude is 5'6" at best. He's 5'9" when in heels, which means still in heels he's still 5'6". So it's no problem. I'm just saying that's just how they look. What, Skull? Ah, the Celtics, yeah. Let's go Celtics. What's funny is I've always been told I'm Celtic, and my high school was green and gold. Yeah. Um. Wow, David, because you're. Whoa, no. David, help me out with this one. Can you please complete the story? Because you said you're 6'4", right? You're much taller than me. You probably wear a size. I don't know. For you, it's probably like size what 50. So I wear like a 43, right? 43, 44. 43, 44 is size 11 in US. So you wear like size 50, which would be size like 15, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking, but no matter what, like you're wearing high heels around, and you're already. Oh, David, you got the same size foot at me, but you a few feet. Oh, so you lanky danky. Okay, but nonetheless, the point was, um, you still wore high heels. I tried to put a pair, and I was like, these are not going to fit me. I don't know what to do. Like I would like to try it out and see how stupid it is. But you know what I did watch the other day? Just to interrupt your story. I mean, you're typing, so you just listen. I watched a video of a chick boxing in a gym with a big fucker, like a big dude, like he was there, and he's like got his the mitts up, and she's in high heels boxing. Like, and you know what? At first, I was like, just then I was like, oh no, train the way you might actually fight. If a bitch wants to fuck with you in high heels, you gotta throw a fucking left hook in high heels. And I'm like, she's right. Everybody else is like, oh, fucking put some shoes on. Like, no, fight the way you'd fight in nature. Where do you think kung fu came from? Why do you think they grabbed the rake, or why do you think they grabbed the certain things? Those things were what was around them as, you know what I mean? Like they weren't using the weapons was what they found around them, and her weapon was high heels. Now, don't get me wrong, she should have busted them bitches off her fucking feet real quick. She should have stepped and just broke their high heels so that way she could stand up and just, uppercut. Hadouken! But shit, teach. If you teach someone under the worst conditions in the best conditions, they'll kill. Like think about it this way. Um, if you train in mud when you're on solid ground, you're like, why is this so easy? Do things that are mad difficult at first. Make it as difficult as possible. And then easy shit is so easy. It's like when I used to train to play, let's say basketball. I would use a heavy weighted basketball. I'd put a 12-pound vest on, and I would do everything that I would do, and I'd play games against people in this shit. And then as soon as I took it off, it's not a problem. Now, I only did that for a little while, but imagine growing up doing the most difficult shit. Shit is easier later. Because you don't even notice that it's harder. Because you don't even know that it's hard. You're just assuming this is what it is. I'm gonna go piss real quick, and when I come back, I expect some good stories. I'm not gonna be the only one here telling fucking hilarious stories. All right. My favorite thing is if I ever do come back and watch these videos. Sometimes I do. Like I've made so many. I don't always. Some of them I'll come back to because they're brilliant and I know it. And some people say, hey, you should listen to shit again. And other ones I can only listen to a little bitter piece because like I don't have fucking a couple more hours to listen to myself fucking talk because that's ugh. I mean, I don't mind my voice because if I did, I wouldn't speak. But where was I going with this? Like, so a second ago, I just farted. and I would come back to try to find the part of the video where I got up and went over there and see if you guys could hear me, piss and fart, which is funny to me. I don't know. That's what I get out of it. I do 2 hours of like rearranging the world with high level knowledge and also like some goofy shit to talk about. But then my favorite part is I just farted. That's what I get. That's what I get out of this shit. Ooh. Wait. So Dave, you're saying legitimately you go in there and still give the priest delivery? It wouldn't be like um it wouldn't be like you're playing dress up. You legit went through and said, "I'm a priest and I'm having a bad day. I've gotten everybody just all of their sins. They're destroying me. I just need a moment off to knock me back a fucking beer." Like that way. You want it that way? See, I could never go so hard with the acting. I don't have that. I don't have that bone in my body. It's like it'd be like if I were ever to act, I wouldn't be typecast. It'd just be so obvious. Like there's not another way I can do this shit. It's like it is this or it isn't. Like I'm not gonna go out and like I'm not gonna let the dog walk me. You know what I mean? Walk the dog walking, pony show, all that shit. Like no, I don't know. I can't really. I don't see the. I like to entertain people, and I will change a little bit of an attitude occasionally, but I don't see the. Hmm. Terry, would you wearing robes and shit, Dave? Yeah, I think that's what he's saying, which is funny. See, now I'll give here terrible. I'll give this to you because you've all seen me wear robes or tunics or whatever. I just feel comfortable in that. I'm not costuming up. I'm not trying to play off some sort of character as whatever the fuck those things are. You know what I mean? That's just what I wear. And sometimes people go like, "What are you wearing?" I'm like, I'm just comfortable. It's fucking hot and I like it. It's the same thing, same reason I'd wear like a shirt that says like a System of the Down or just a plain white tee or here's a shirt with a fucking I don't know like to me that's all the same thing. But if you expressly go about doing a costume, I don't know. I mean, I think everybody dresses up in a costume to a degree, but and again, Dave, I think that's fucking hilarious and amazing. I just don't know that I could get away with it because I would just start laughing too much. I can't. When something's funny, it's funny. Yeah, you have a ponchos, yeah, Poncho Sanchez over here. Yeah, I think the point is like, if I were to explicitly go out like because I've done this with people and I've been around people where they go, "Hi, I'm like they're like, okay, tonight we're gonna play this game," and then like we're gonna tell this chick that I'm my daddy's works at the Bank of England. You know what I mean? Like go through the whole play it out. I'm like, you can't just like I mean I get it. Life is a role play. We're all on a stage, but like to just go that far out to just rather than be like whatever is hi, welcome. Here's the Garden of Eden, and here's some flowers, and this is how I am. And maybe sometimes I'm a shithead, but sometimes I'm not. But like, my daddy's got all that, and my mom is this, and here I got a fucking, you know, I don't. Oh, and whenever I'm part of those things, because I have, I just kind of sit there and go, and they everybody goes, "Who is that?" I'm like, I'm just here to observe the shit. I don't fucking know. I'm their goofy cousin. I don't know. Hey Dave, I get you. Act out the whole thing, and then after 10 points, just go fucking nutso because you suppressed yourself so much to into a little, but then they didn't realize that you're actually like I want to say a shit and caboodle, doing a bunch of sniff and then canoodling, or like if you're riffing and boofing. I don't know if you ever boof something, but that's funny. Ah, oh, terrible. Oh, no, no, no. That is okay. You already know. You already know. Can I do I have to call you terrible now, or can I just continue on back with how I know you for the first time, or was that also? Can I call you Does? Can I say what up, Does? What up, Cuz? Um, I think yeah. Oh Leo. Okay. Oh Leo. Okay. Oh Leo. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I used to work for the airline. I know Leos are. Um, but I think saying you're gay is a cheat code. It immediately takes women off of high alert that he wants to fuck me, which she's okay with. Let's get that right. And then lowers them to the level of going, oh, he doesn't really want to fuck me. And then as soon as she starts to go, oh, he really doesn't want to fuck me, she goes, why doesn't he want to fuck me? What's wrong? And then she goes this, what's wrong with me? You want to fuck me? You're a man. You have a dick. You should, and you're good looking, and you probably could fuck good because obviously if you don't like me, you probably could fuck longer than these fucking assholes that want to fuck me. Why do they want to? And they're gonna go out of their way to want to fuck you. I think calling yourself gay is a cheat code, and especially if you have a friend back you up on it. Oh my gosh, no, that would be. I mean, like getting pussy is already too easy, even for a very non-masculine, non-gentleman, very like me. Like I have no idea. But if I was like, nah, I'm sorry, honey, I'm gay. Do you know what would happen? She might fall in love, and then a year later, I'd have like, hey, I know we've had this really great relationship, but I'm not gay. Actually, I've always been attracted to you, and I think this is works. And she'd be like, oh my god, I can't believe you lied to me. Like, well, so everything else was like a dismissive, like you didn't there for that. Yeah, no, you can't do that. Nope, nope. That will come back to bite you in the ass. You can't win. Too much of a man, you lose. Too much of a fag. And by fags, you know what I'm saying, you fags. If you're a fag, then you're a fag, and you know that I'm calling you a fag as a compliment, or dismissive, if you like. And I don't know. I just think that calling yourself or anybody else, yeah, I think it's a cheat code. I think it gets you more pussy. Anybody disagree? Feel free. Add into the conversation. If you think that you know better, I guarantee you, if you're a gay dude, walk out with me. If you're a gay dude and want to call me gay with you, let's see how much pussy I get. It'll be crazy. You can walk out with me and I'll be like, hey, I'm a straight guy. You know what won't happen? I won't get pussy. Because he'll be getting all of it, right? You see how that works? Touche. Touche. But I think some dudes go a little too far with it. I mean, back in Egypt when they would do the little under thing under their eyes, that was kind of like playing football. Yeah, because they didn't want the sun in their eyes, because you know what I mean. That was just like a whole, and people took care of themselves because this is what you do: take care of your physical body. But there we go. Thank you. How many times I said this? If you, I don't. Can I say this on here? Okay, it's 2 hours and 30 in here. Nobody's listening to this bullshit anymore. Um, this is what I've always said. The best, if you want clean drugs and good company, A little bit of drama, but it's not gonna be. It's not. You know, it depends on who you're hanging with. Like, but gay dudes will always have the best drugs. I don't do a lot of drugs, but I know that if they offer me some, it's not gonna be some bullshit, and they're not gonna bullshit unless I know they're kind of skizzy. But whatever. 90% of the gay dudes, good drugs, and they're gonna be kind, considerate, and they're always thankful. They'll make you tea. They'll put on good music, and they'll even if you're not. The best thing about the greatest gay dudes is that you're not down with having sex with them, which is for me 99% of the time. So that's a joke, 100%. But it is that they're okay with that. Hmm? But I'll tell you something though. Lesbian women that aren't really lesbians that are kind of bi, if you don't fuck a bi chick, she will hold you down and fuck the shit out of you. I've been yeah, they are not, they will hold you down. I mean, and it's like, I guess if we must do this. And it always takes a bounty of them. It takes a bunch of them. I mean, is that anybody's, goal in life to have a bunch of lesbians that are like kind of extra angry about the world and want to fuck their pain out on you because they didn't like your daddy and you look like a good version of their daddy that's actually kind? But I'm just saying, gay dudes are awesome. Probably my best friends in the world are actually don't exist because I don't have any friends. That's why I just do these videos and sit here as an amalgamation of everybody else's beliefs and more importantly their iridescence and their expressive nature in, around, and amongst reality, that they find themselves in a special place that is just for them, which is high amongst the mountaintops, looking down upon the what should we do with them. Okay, I'm also retarded, and by retarded I mean literally retarded. I don't mean no, that's when I was, because I'm so old. When I was a child, people would call me retarded. They wouldn't say, "Hey, what word should we use for him to not offend anyone?" Then I realized any word can be used to offend. It's intention that speaks tantamount to exception, wonder, terror, or hey, it's your opinion. Who cares? Oh, who else is left in there? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't exactly. I didn't say what word you thought. So what do you think, y'all? It is 2:30. Well, 2:30. Is that right? Hold on. 1:30. 1:30. Yes, yes, hour ahead. Sorry. That's East Coast. East Coast 2:30. Here 1:30. And I'm going to go collect beer. And if anybody wants to, I'll remind you for the third time in one video that when you get your show cut off for a month in the past 2 months, you kind of lose currency. So if you lose currency, you don't have as much food. And if you don't have as much food, you get drunk on less. And if you get drunk on less, it means I only need a little bit of food, a little bit of alcohol. But if you'd like to provide for me, I do appreciate it very much. And I hope you know that I sincerely mean that. And I would look you dead in the eyes if you were, and I wouldn't be dead, I'd be living in the eyes. Because as, oh shit. As Descartes said, the eyes are the seat of the soul. And you would find out that I don't have a soul. Fuck. The point of the story was, if you want to donate to me, and I do appreciate it, CashApp, PayPal is beneath. Have a good day. Do other cool things. I appreciate all of you. And I know that sounds like, but everybody here knows when I do that, it means more than if I were to just say and be very involved. Like I'm just saying that because the worst thing for me is to have to ask for something or to accept a compliment. So I'll give you something about my psychology. But I know that, so I use that for a non-linear benefit. You see? Watch. Oh, shit. How do we do this? Watch. Let's see if we do this. how do you even do that? Okay, watch. Okay. Well, if you have 2 cards, you can do this pretty easy. So it'd be like this. Okay, I'm ass out here, y'all. I'm gonna go grab a snack. Probably like a peach, pear, plum, or pineapple. Maybe some persimmons or perfected peach. It's good to see everybody. Stay well. Tips are appreciated. If you need any one-on-ones, you can holler at me. The Illuminous, Gmail. We'll talk soon. Good to see you. You got. Do I look that old already? You son of Papa, you son of a bitch. Well, I think you're saying that to be delightful because I said I'm older than most people think. But if you're saying that because that's how old I look, god damn, that fucking hurt my back. Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. Hey, no worries, y'all. Uh, I'm ass out. I'm gonna go buy a little because somebody sent me a tip the other day and I just haven't spent it yet because you know how it works. Like as well as I overdo things, I'm not gonna overdo it right now. I'm gonna go buy enough alcohol for a couple days, some fruit, some vegetables, and maybe something to smoke. So if you guys want to re-up on that, and you also remember this part. This is the more important part because fuck all that. If you got to give me something, you got to give me something. If you don't, remember, inspire the world. Do as much as you can for yourself because the more you do for yourself, the more you can do for others. And I've done a lot for myself, which is next to shit. So I guess I don't do anything for anybody. That came off all wrong. So what I'm saying is this. Do no one favors. Just if it feels right, do it. Wait, that would be wrong too. How about this? Inspire the world if you know how to. And if you don't, the lack of inspirational knowledge that, wait, if you don't try, you actually succeed in not trying to succeed at things that, well, fuck, we're going to try this one more time. Oh, yeah. Inspire the world when you can. And if you can't do that, take care of yourself. And while you're doing that, smile and be as yourself as much as you can because everyone else is taken. So it's nice to see everybody. Do good things and be weird. Toodles, fuckers.